Hi, Misha here. Are you up for a quickie? When we took the Zastava Z-PAP out to test it a little while back, one of the mags I threw in, as I always like to take different types of mags, was this. The Z-PAP is Serbian, based on the Yugoslavian M70, and this is a 2-rib former Yugoslavian magazine. Now, I'm not getting too specific because there's still ongoing debate. Originally, when these first appeared in 2005, they were marketed as Bosnian. But more recently, many speculate they were actually of Croatian origin. So we don't even know who made them or which nation they were made in. We do know they were made during the Civil War because many of the armies that weren't Serbia did not have access to supplies to include magazines. I mean, a rifle can last a while if even halfway taken care of. But magazines, for one thing, each soldier needs multiples, and also they wear out and get lost a lot more frequently. So they needed mags, be it Bosnia or Croatian. And these were made as a wartime expedient. There is this version here, which has 2 basic ribs on the side and a very shallow rib here. They also were made with a very unusual spring, and they have a very simplified follower. They have a blued finish. Definitely a wartime expediency type thing. There's also a version with the fleur-de-lis, as it's called. It's actually the Bosnian crest. And there's even a version out there that has 1 rib that is known to be Bosnian. At least that seems to be the solid consensus. So for this video, I've just stuck it in my good old PAP DF, a gun that I've always had good luck with. And so when we took the Z-PAP out, I thought we'd try one of these. Honestly, they came in soaked in Cosmoline, and they were a little wonky to load because of the weird follower. So we were interested just to see, as a side note, how they worked. Alright, Z-PAP with a surplus mag, a Bosnian actually. Hell open. And surprisingly, they worked quite well. Now, we weren't out to really test the mag. I really threw it in as a last minute thing, so we only used it a handful of times. But even though it was a little weird to load, and still had a lot of Cosmoline in it, it worked quite fine. I was pretty impressed for what it is. These mags have always been collectible here, because they've only been available in small numbers. And I think kind of the mystery behind their construction is of interest to a lot of people. This most recent batch from last year came through Arms of America. Other importers have had them. I think right now Apex has some, but Arms of America seemed to have gotten them first last year. And it's kind of a interesting and not frequently seen AK mag. Like I said, it's a pretty weird looking follower. There are some variations in the followers with some of these, and you look at the front catch, it's a little kind of odd looking, and the rear catch is... These definitely don't seem to be made by a factory that had been producing for a long time, like say Zastava. That was kind of the point behind them. They were definitely a wartime expedient. The way the follower comes all the way up, it functions as a bolt hold open, but that actually wasn't the original intent. It just doesn't have the stops like other AK mags. So yeah, just kind of emergency supplies for troops. And I don't know, I picked the DF just because we had the OPAP and Z-PAP out last time. Kind of speaking about the same civil war, typically the Yugoslavian military for underfolders issued the M70 AB2, which was the 1.5mm version with the bulged front trunnion. However, during the Civil War, the M70 AB1, the 1.0mm receiver version with standard front trunnion, actually saw quite a bit of use. And this would be the same receiver type and actually stock type that would appear on their AKSU clone, the M92. I don't know, Yugoslavian, Serbian guns, they're very interesting because they definitely did their own thing. But we've done several videos on the PAPs, OPAPs, Z-PAPs. You can check those out in the playlist. And there's just not much more to say because these mags, they're a mystery. We don't know how many were made, who made them, where they were made. There's not even a lot of photographic evidence of their being used, but I can tell you just by handling them, just based on the Cosmoline used, they're definitely former Yugoslavian. And they have that look too. One thing I'll put forward, and I'm probably wrong on this, but some people debate, okay, there's this version without the fleur-de-lis, and then there's the fleur-de-lis version that must be Bosnian, right? What if they were all made in Croatia, and then later acquired by Bosnia, or maybe the factory moved? I don't know. Maybe they're made by the same place, but for different people, or they moved. Maybe one day we'll know. Maybe we won't. Not everything is known. Believe it or not. And also, some people just make shit up. Some people won't just say, I don't know. They'll spin this big long story. Old school gun shows were like that. But I'll just be honest, I don't know a whole lot about these mags. I just think they're neat, different. And Arms of America had them for a good price, so I picked up a pouch full. And I wasn't expecting it, but very happy that it actually worked in my Z-PAP and OPAP. So there we have it. Like I said, just a quickie, but hey, it's more AK content, right? If anyone does know more about these 2-rib mags, please do let us know in the comments, or if you don't want to tell us publicly, feel free to email. I'm easy to find. Ozark Bear Arms, OZARK BEAR ARMS, bear like the animal, at gmail.com. With that, if you could, like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to help support us get to the range, check out our Patreon page. This is Misha, and also on behalf of Jay, we'll catch you very soon. Next time.